Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live at Muscatine Hy-Vee, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Am I on? Oh, hi, everybody. Betsy just gave me this gesture and I thought she was just saying good job, Tony. And then she was like, you're on. Hi, it's Tony Tone. It's Hy-Vee Today. We are all about the Battle of the Bells. Started ringing the bell for the Salvation Army at 5 a.m. this morning. Not going to stop until 5 p.m. And here's what I'll say, folks in this community. We have some early risers through the door. I am set up, as you can kind of tell, we're on, and maybe you can't tell, but we're kind of on the Starbucks floral side of Hy-Vee. And then across the way, we'll check in with Lieutenant Christian Lopez with Salvation Army of Muscatine. He is set up at the entrance near CBI Bank and Trust, the super bank here at your Muscatine Hy-Vee. So the goal is to fill the kettles with your generosity. And to help us, Salvation Army, I want to start by saying thank you to Ryan Jenkins with WQAD. He is a reporter with News Channel 8 and Good Morning Quad Cities. Did some live broadcasts from inside the store talking about Battle of the Bells, and we appreciate Ryan coming down and Channel 8 for covering the story. Here's what it's all about. The Salvation Army needs bell ringers. The Salvation Army has a pretty lofty goal for the Red Colors campaign, and we are going to do whatever we can to hit that number, right? Okay, so with that, I also have a cold, so that's fun. That's something that happened overnight, apparently. Woke up, got a little bit of a brick in my nose, everybody. So trying to work through that, using a lot of hand sanitizer. Today's show brought to you by hand sanitizer. I don't know what aisle it's in. Our first guest is a friend for 5 or 6 years now, and she is here to talk about something very exciting. Viola Werner, on behalf of Toys for Kids, is in the house. Dear, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
Oh, gosh, Viola. We've been knowing each other for a couple years now.
Yeah.
And every time I see you, we're able to just sort of pick up right where we left off conversational-wise.
Right.
And for those of you that don't know, Viola Werner and her group of friends for how many years have been
This is the
doing
13th
Toys?
year.
Oh, my goodness.
13.
So what was it, Viola? And we'll get to kind of explaining what Toys for Kids is. They have events, raise money, buy toys for kids with the Salvation Army. But what was it that 13 or 14 years ago that compelled you or motivated you to get involved to create Toys for Kids?
I read an article in the paper where the Salvation Army was needing toys.
Sure.
And I thought, well, I can do that.
Right.
No matter what, I can do something. That's better than nothing.
Right.
And so I just started. My husband and I owned a bar in town at that time, and I just got my regulars to donate. And it just, every year it got bigger and bigger.
Wow. And it grew, it really has grown into this wonderful annual event. And
it has.
And quite frankly, I mean, you know this certainly, but for the folks at home, the Salvation Army needs your donations to be able to meet the need for Christmas. I mean, they know 13 years in that Viola and her friends are going to get together with a great effort and be able to purchase toys. And you've also kind of become known for bicycles.
Bicycles.
And over those 13 years, Viola, I don't know if you have a number, donated at least 2,000 bicycles, probably close
Around
to
there.
that number,
Yeah.
right? That's a lot of bicycles, friends,
Yeah.
if you think about it. So, all right, so you've had the events at this point.
Right.
And we're sitting here on Wednesday, the 5th of December. And that means that typically during this week is known as Toy Time for the part of the 2 weeks of love.
Right.
On that Thursday, so tomorrow, your group will show up to Krieger's right down the road and make your donation.
Right.
Without giving anything away, because it is always a nice surprise, how are things looking?
Things are looking good.
Good.
You know,
Yeah.
we don't have as big bikes as we did last year, bigger bikes for bigger kids, and they cost more money.
Right.
So
That's the reality. When you think
Right,
about the price
right.
of a bicycle, it's cheaper to buy a bike for a younger child.
right, and so you can get more of them for your money
Correct.
than when, you know, for a 10 or 12 or 13-year-old. You know.
And I remember
So-
being that 12, 13, 14-year-old when my dad got it for me for my birthday. So, yeah. It's a real cost. But I think that's fascinating. So the Salvation Army said, Viola, we're getting requests for bicycles for older children.
Right.
And that's where your group says, all right,
That's what
challenge
we'll do.
accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So great. So have you done all of the shopping? Do you have things ready? Are there any last minute things that'll come together today?
Yeah, today I have a
Okay.
couple of things to do
Nice.
and things to pick up, but
Sure.
mostly we're done, and we're
Wow.
gearing up. Tomorrow afternoon we'll take all of our toys and all of our bikes to Jody's.
Sure.
And then we'll put the bikes outside and the toys will be inside so people can go by and see
Right.
the toys, and customers that have helped a lot with this will be able to come in and see what we've done with their donated
such
money.
a big deal. We're showing some pictures. We've been showing some pictures over the years with the donations that have been able to come through Toys for Kids. It's got to make you feel so good knowing that you had an idea, you tried it, it was successful, but then to stay with it for 13 years. It could have been easy to say, okay, we've done this 5 years, we're going to take a break, or 6 years, or 7 or 10 years. Still going strong, and I know, quite frankly, it's something that you look forward to.
I do.
Isn't it?
I do. This year it was kind of bad. In October we have a chili cook-off at Jody's.
Sure.
And it's a chili cook-off tailgate party, and I was sick,
Oh no!
and I didn't get to go.
Oh my gosh! I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
So I mean, really sick. I
Yeah.
woke up on Wednesday sick, and then I was, I'll be better,
Yeah.
but I wasn't.
Oh my gosh! I didn't know that.
So all my friends and my husband and
Yeah.
a couple husbands of friends
Yeah.
stepped in and did it.
Doesn't that make you feel so great to know that you have that support?
It does, because I was
Wow.
so worried about it.
I bet you were, and it's
But-
one of those things, Viola. That's where it shows that people that you're friends with and strangers that have come out to the event that you've made friends with, they get that sense of generosity,
Right.
and that's contagious, right? We talk about in life how sometimes negativity can be contagious. It's the same for people that are optimistic, that are positive, and that are generous and have that spirit. And when you
Right.
surround yourself with friends like that, like you have, it's wonderful.
It
So
is.
of course your friends step up in
And
your
do.
moment of need, and they had a great event.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
and they did have a good event.
Yeah.
They did.
And your group for sure puts the fun in fundraiser.
Oh, yeah.
Right, with the
Yeah.
various events, places like Jody's and Boonies, and I know you just were at the
At the
Legion.
American Legion,
Right,
yeah.
last Friday. So just as of last Friday, Viola and her friends still gathering together to make a difference. So the obvious question for me, Viola, is do you have any plans of slowing down or passing the torch of Toys for Kids? I don't want you to. Obviously, you're the ringleader.
I know that I'm going to do it for 2 more years.
Okay.
I know that.
Get to that 15th anniversary.
Yeah.
and then
After
it's-
that, I'm not real sure. But
Okay. Well, I'm sure that there is someone in your close group of
I
friends
hope so.
that would say, you know what, we're going to keep this going, because it really is wonderful. And I know that we've been showing you pictures and to see that work pay off.
Yeah.
First of all, putting these events together, scheduling them, getting people to show up, getting people to be generous. But then it's really that moment tomorrow on Thursday when you bring those donations to Jody's and then out to the Hawkeye Hauler, and you see the hard work that's paid off.
Right.
That you really probably get that sense of, we are going to make a difference for so many kids in Muscatine.
And that's what it's all about.
Right.
You know, for me anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is the need at the Salvation Army, and it's unfortunate that it continues to grow.
Yeah.
But we need to be able to meet the need, and that's where, whether we're going to ring a bell for 12 hours or folks like you are going to have multiple events to buy toys and bicycles, we would both sit here and encourage folks to get involved. Right? I mean, we want
exactly.
to talk to the future Viola Werners that are going to take it upon themselves to have events, to be able to buy toys for kids and do the right thing, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's all we want to do, is we want people to do the right thing and understand how much of a difference you can have. And I think that's just it, right? You probably didn't think 13 years ago that you would still be doing this.
No.
Let alone be delivering hundreds of bicycles over the course of the years, you know, close to 1,000, 2,000. But boy, what a motivator to keep wanting to grow it, right?
Yeah.
And I know you take pride
And
in
I love Doug Krieger.
Yeah,
I
was
love
gonna
him.
say, you really are able to. It's just powerful to see. First of all, Viola and her friends are maybe the only group of people that I know that can get a sheriff's office escort. to deliver the toys, and it's, you know, it's the best kind of way that you want to have the sheriff's lights in front of you or behind you, right? As far as I'm concerned. There's been years during the delivery when Santa is with you.
Right.
Right? I mean, you definitely have friends in the right places. So at this point, for folks that are watching, what I would tell you is you can still make a difference and help out the Salvation Army. We have an angel tree here at Hy-Vee. They would still take donations of toys and bicycles and clothing. And then if you are so inspired to either get involved with Toys for Kids, because there is a Toys for Kids Facebook page, and I know that we've been kind of showing that, reach out to Viola, right?
Right.
You would tell them to reach out.
Yeah, anytime.
You can have more friends. It's okay. I mean, you've got a great group, Viola.
I know.
I'm not trying to say that any of Viola's friends, they're all fantastic folks, but there's always room for more. So over the years of doing this, you know, and I think for some people, they feel like I can give, but where is it going? Viola, you know firsthand that everything that your group puts together is
stays in Muscatine.
And how important is that to you?
That's very important to me.
Sure.
I was born and raised in Muscatine.
Yeah.
And
it's a big deal.
It is. And I don't think any child should wake up Christmas morning without a toy.
Right. And that's what we've said, right, over the years.
Yeah.
Is it's not about making Christmas about material things.
Right.
But the reality is our kids are going to go to school, and guess what their friends are going to talk about after Christmas break? What'd you get for Christmas? And we just don't want them to feel any more isolated or ostracized than they already do.
Right.
Because the kids can't control the situation that they're in.
Exactly.
So this isn't about every kid having 20 presents to open. That's not what we're doing.
No.
Here, right? It's about helping those kids to have a sense of, hey, you know what? There's people in this community that understand that you might have some struggles, and we're here to help.
Right.
And that's where I'm so thankful for folks like yourself, because you've consistently been there.
Thank you.
Over the year. I mean, I guess I try to never have really rode any of the bicycles that you donate, but it's so great to see them all come together, and all of the toys. I mean, your group of friends is just tremendous. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that the sheriff's department
Yeah.
will bring us out here Thursday night, tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But they also donate bikes for the cause too.
They do. That's right.
They always have a bunch of bikes that they put in with ours.
I forgot about that. So shout out to Sheriff C.J. Ryan and Ardith Slide and everybody for being in Quinn. They're just great, aren't they?
They are.
I mean, we talk a lot on this show in particular about the strength of this community, and I think sometimes people think I might have rose-colored glasses on, but the fact is that I get to be witness to a lot of generosity and good-spirited people doing good work. So I know that it's real and that it's happening, and you do too.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And again, if you can have an impact and know that it's going to stay locally, that's what's so important.
That is important.
Every bicycle that Viola and her friends have donated has stayed in town and gone to a young person that needs it. Every toy, right? Nothing gets sent anywhere.
And that's what I tell people that are donating or come to my events, that all of the stuff stays in Muscatine County.
Yep.
You know, it all stays here.
Yeah, absolutely. Including all the monetary donations.
Right.
You know, we're talking about ringing the bell for 12 hours, and guess what? Every dollar stays in town, helps pay for programming, services with the Salvation Army, and then they use it's either 85 or 90 cents, and then the leftover few cents, by the way, they use that to keep the lights on at the building.
Yeah.
So, you know, everything is staying in town. So I'm just so happy that you're my friend and the work that you've been able to do.
I'm glad to be your friend.
Well, I appreciate that. Toys, TOYZ, number 4, Kids with a Z on Facebook for folks that are interested.
Yep.
And I'll say this, if you want to lend a hand, tomorrow, Thursday, 5 o'clock, you can stop by Krieger's and help Viola and her crew bring everything in.
Right.
It'll make you feel good. And if you're watching this, you still have time to give.
Oh, yeah, there's always time to give.
20 days away from Christmas.
Right.
A lot of opportunities to get folks connected and to lend a hand. So if you're going to take anything away from this, understand that individuals can make a difference.
Right.
You've done it. You have done it. And I'm so excited to be able to talk to you on the 13th year and the 14th and the 15th and know that it is a lot of work. As much as it is people showing up to different things like a chili cook-off or a night at the Legion, there's so much work that goes on, right? It's a lot of the planning and putting things together. But yeah, I can't wait to see. Oh, here's a question off Facebook. Diane says, what time will you be at Jody's on Thursday?
We'll be there from 3 o'clock in the afternoon until 5 when we leave there to go to Krieger's. 3
until 5. You really can't miss it because it's the only time of year there's bicycles
out in front of Jody's.
Lining Jody's, right? I mean, it is pretty awesome to see. And there's been, Viola, you and I know, there's been years when it's been 10 degrees, 2 degrees. Last year, I think this week was in the 50s and 60s, which was just a weird happenstance, right? So the reality is, if you can be a part of something special, you should, and it really comes down to that individual stepping up to the plate, and that's what you did. And you did such a great job, and it's so good to see you, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. And to understand.
Are you going to be there?
I plan on, whether I've got 3 kids with me or I mean, I understand how important it is.
We like to see the kids.
Well, and they could be put to work, quite frankly. Sure. Maybe not the baby who was just in the store a couple minutes ago, but the 6-year-old and 4-year-old. More than happy to help. All right, Viola Werner, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
TOYZ, the number 4, kids with a Z on Facebook. Check it out. We're going to go to the Toyota Muscatine cart camera. Okay, so let's go CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. Ryan Broderson, I'm going to ask you for a strange favor. Right at the corner of Starbucks is some Kleenex. Could you grab me that box? Thank you. This nose drip is getting me. It's really messing me up. All right, we are live looking at Chef Tess in the Hy-Vee Today kitchen. Betsy, can you come over and give Viola a hand? So Tess is in the kitchen.
I don't want to break your.
Oh, you're fine.
I don't want
Viola,
to break
you're
your
not.
Thing.
Don't worry. You're good. Chef Tess in the Hy-Vee Today kitchen, right? So that's normally where we do the show.
Are you done with me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. So Chef Tess, rocking and rolling. Not sure what Tess is preparing, but we'll check in with her. Thank you, Ryan Broderson. Am I safe to wipe my nose, Chad? Okay, thank you. All right, I just had this drip going on, and I thought, well, I'm too honest to not share what's going on. Thank you, Lori, for that donation. Got a donation going into the kettle right now. All right, so as we get ready for our next guest, are we able to send the cart cam over to check on Lieutenant Christian Lopez? All right, so the Toyota Muscatine cart cam is going to go across the store to Lieutenant Christian Lopez, who is participating in the Battle of the Bells, ladies and gentlemen. Who is going to bring in the most? Listen, it doesn't really matter who brings in the most dough. I've also heard that our friends at Carver Pump are stepping up to the plate. Hey, it's all love. It's all love, Megan. Megan Kaufman, Randall walking out, everybody. Betsy dropping money near the entryway, by the way. Keep that in mind. All right, Toyota Muscatine cart cam heading towards Lieutenant Christian Lopez, helping out with Battle of the Bells, agreeing to accept my challenge and help ring the bell for 12 hours, Ryan Broderson. For 12 hours. We're going to get our chairs out of here as we get ready for our next guest. So, Chad, how's Lieutenant Christian Lopez doing? Is he doing good? You think he's getting some good donations down there? You think he's bringing in more? Oh, look at that. There is Lieutenant Lopez. That is awesome. Hey, you know what you should do? Go out this and through the other. It's quicker, I think. All right, so we're going to watch as our very own Betsy is going to go make a live donation to my competitor, Lieutenant Christian Lopez. This is great. So Betsy just walked out of the front door on this side of the store, and she's going to come in. I just saw Lieutenant Lopez acknowledge her. Here comes Betsy, and there is the donation. All right, very good. We're doing 12 hours of bell ringing, and we're going to have more updates throughout the course of the day, and definitely watch Channel 8 WQAD News tonight for Ryan Jenkins' report and to see who brings in the most dough. All right. We're going to come back to the set here. Our next guests are here. Ladies, we typically do this show towards the back of the store, so I appreciate you being... Well, Naria, at this point in Naria's life, you're just willing to go along with whatever I ask you to do. Is that fair?
Pretty much.
It's good to see you.
Good to see
Naria
you.
Strickland in the house with Lutheran Living Senior Campus. And then we have Randy and Amber. I'm not sure who's who, though. So... Randy, pleasure. Tony, nice to meet you. Amber, how are you? Good to see you. Randy, how do you say your last name? Rogantine. Yeah. So my real last name is not Tone. It is this monstrosity up here, and it's been pronounced wrong my whole life. So you're probably in the same boat.
I am. Yep.
All right, Naria, how you doing, friend?
Good. How are you?
Good. Did you ever think that you'd be on a talk show in a grocery store on a Wednesday?
Never, ever.
Never?
Never.
How are things at Lutheran Living Senior Campus? I know that
Very
I'll
good.
personally be there on Saturday having some fun. But for folks that don't know, of course, Lutheran Living Senior Campus has been in Muscatine for how many years? I mean...
All of them.
All of them. That's a great answer, Amber. All of them is the answer. Wow. A long time, though. So long that you got a street named after you, right?
Yes. It started out as an orphanage in 1895.
Oh, my gosh.
And then in 1967 is when the facility for elderly people was built.
It's fantastic. And I know recently, the last couple of years, from my firsthand experience with my former job of being on location and broadcasting when you've had the transitional care center open within the last couple of years, that was kind of a game changer, right? So Randy, as far as so Randy's title, Assistant Executive Director, by the way, Amber is Director of Nursing, I should note that. And Naria, besides being my friend, is apparently Director of Admissions. I never knew you had a fancy title. Sorry.
Oh, it's a lot longer.
Oh, Director of Community and Provider Locations. Well, I'm sorry, Naria. Naria and I have known each other. We're very comfortable with each other.
Yes, we
We're
are.
Facebook friends, all right? Let's put it
Oh
out
my
there.
gosh.
Don't be jealous, ladies. If I have room on my friends list, maybe we'll add them.
Yeah.
But Randy, so having that transitional care center kind of gives you that next level of care options, right? So the reality that I think a lot of us struggle with, myself included, is that we're not getting any younger. And as we start to get up there in age, sometimes, we need options as far as taking care of ourselves, or if it's a loved one. And I've been a part of these family meetings and conversations that folks have. But I want to stick with the transitional care center for a second. So for folks that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm trying to tap into my memory, say somebody was in the hospital recovering from a surgery, but then maybe needed a little bit more help before they could go home. Is that where the
Then they come to us. Yep.
Perfect.
So it's exactly what it sounds like, transitional care. So you're not fit or appropriate for long-term care.
Right.
And so you go to that transitional care so that you can get to the point where you can be independent and go home.
Excellent. Right. So your goal is to really get them back on their feet, because you're seeing folks, and I don't know how much of this you can discuss, but it's a variety of procedures that they're recovering from, right?
Yep, hip replacements, elective or non-elective, cardiac issues. There's a lot of different things that we dip into.
And then as far as the care options available, so independent living, assisted living, healthcare center, and then we just talked about the transitional care center. Independent living, so I can kind of deduce what that means, but that means that there are places available at Lutheran Living Senior Campus where folks can enjoy independent living, kind of take care of themselves. But
Their own little apartment.
Right, under the, I didn't know if that was what you would call it or not, but sort of under the roof of Lutheran Living Senior Campus, but they're very much independent and can do what they want, right?
Yep. Right.
And does that include having family and visitors whenever?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have townhomes, which is a buy-in type of situation. Okay. And we also have apartments.
Excellent.
For monthly rentals.
And then when it comes to folks that may need that assisted living, Amber, having quality staff and care it's crucial, right?
Absolutely.
Because you're meeting people at various stages of life, and I know that your team is super compassionate, and I think that's where that story maybe doesn't get told enough, is as much as it is a job for everybody, right? I mean, you're really impacting someone's lives, and it's not just that individual. Typically, you're getting to know their family and helping them along the way. So what would you say, to folks that are going to see this about the team that you have, the staff that you have, that are helping out right now while we're doing this?
We have a very compassionate team.
Sure.
We have, members of our team that are through various stages of their lives, and they have different stories, and they all bring different things to our team, and I think that is what makes us the best. You can just tell when somebody comes in and it's just a job,
right?
Versus somebody coming in and they truly want to make a difference, and they truly enjoy what we do, and I think we have that.
It's interesting to watch how Lutheran Living Senior Campus has evolved over the last couple of years, and I think that's probably the right way to describe it, because it seems like the industry, the business that you're in has to keep evolving, right? With advances in technology and ways that you're able to help people. So Randy, as far as your side of things, you have to be looking for that growth, that improvement on the things that you're already doing, and not being afraid to try things, right? I mean, that's got to be part of the fun of it, I imagine, is that maybe no 2 days are the same, right?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Every day is different. And every day is taking on something different and trying to make it, fix it, or make it, evolve something and get everybody on board to, move forward with something new.
Right, yeah. And Naria, you've been with Lutheran Living Senior Campus 2 years, 3,
75.
4, 5. Did you say 75? Listen to me, I'm trying to be polite about it over here as your pal.
Yeah,
How many
that's what
years
I deal
now?
with every day. 18 total off and on.
Started when you were 2, everybody.
Yes, I did.
Keep that in mind. So 18 years ago, what did it look like? It has to look entirely different. I mean, unbelievable space you've got, by the way, including that large room that you've used for various
event center?
events. The event center. Oh my gosh, I was there. It had that new event center smell. It was the first time it was being used when I was
Wait
there.
till you see it on Saturday.
Oh, I can't wait. But talk about that, the 18 years and the change that you've seen happen. It's got to make you feel so proud about where you've gone to work.
Absolutely. It was, to say the least, institutionalized.
Yeah, sure.
Very dated. Not warm, not, we've always been fortunate enough to have really good staff.
Sure.
But just the environment in itself is now when you walk in, it's like home.
Yeah.
It's cozy, it's warm, it's quiet, it's inviting, and definitely it was not that years ago.
Well, it's just so fun for me in the last 5 or 6 years to watch that construction, all those phases be completed, and then walking into that kind of main entrance, as it were, and it's just like exactly like you're describing. It's just, wow, the sense that you get when you're in there. I mean, so much more functional spaces, and there's that great exercise room or the gym, whatever you call it. So
Therapy room?
Therapy room. See, there's all these fancy terms, folks. I'm trying to call it a gym. Therapy
You're doing
room.
good.
Thank you. I'm trying. For folks that, again, because until you know someone that's utilized services at Lutheran Living Senior Campus, it might just be a place that you drive by. What would you tell folks that they need to know about what's going on? I mean, we certainly talked about the different levels of care. Thank you, sir, for that donation, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is awesome. From Independent Living, Assisted Living, Healthcare Center, Transitional Care. Is there anything else that I'm missing that we should tell people about?
That's pretty much the whole campus.
Sure. And it is a campus, by the way.
Yes, it's a campus.
Massive.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do have a really cool event coming up
Okay.
Yes,
that I, if this wasn't recorded, I would take credit for it, but I'd be lying. It was Randy's idea, so I will let her
Yeah.
talk about it.
So we're going to do a festival of trees
Sure.
in the event center. So obviously you've been there. It's a very large event center. And so
Absolutely.
we've lined the outside of the event center with 16 different trees.
Wow.
It started out 15, and then we added another team. So each neighborhood and staffing area, they each have their own team, and we've had residents that have joined on too. And so they create their own tree.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
it's been very competitive. So
I bet.
our
I
We're gonna
bet.
win.
our
We're gonna win.
no.
Whoa. Okay.
So our SCC, they had their own tree, and they did an Alzheimer's dementia tree, and they
Excellent.
were so
Sure.
competitive that they locked theirs in a room,
Oh my goodness.
so nobody could see it. Little competition.
You don't have the key to that room?
I didn't go in.
Oh,
I
okay,
was
good for you.
nice.
Good for you.
So
Says she didn't.
I didn't. Maintenance did their own tree,
Yeah.
and they cheated and have it rotating.
Oh my gosh.
So we have all these different trees. And so on the 21st, Friday the 21st,
Yeah.
from 2 to 6, we're going to have an open house with hot cocoa and apple cider and cookies for the community to come in and vote on the trees.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Everybody's really excited, and the residents are really enjoying it. So, yeah.
That's fantastic.
So, and we're going to make that a yearly thing. So
Right.
then Lutheran starts to get, we get known for the Festival of Trees.
Sure.
So, yeah.
No, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? You want to be able to create events and opportunities for folks to come to your facility, right? Because you don't want it to be viewed upon as just as a place that well, that only if you need us, right? You want to be welcoming to the entire community. And I think you've done a really good job of that over the years, certainly with the various open houses and events, and it only makes sense to the Festival of Trees. We're in the season, right?
Right.
I mean, I'm ringing this bell for 12 hours today. For my health, I'm going to have really strong wrist after this. But we're in that time of the year where we need to help each other out. And maybe that's also important because, and I don't want to assume, but let's think that there's maybe a couple folks at Lutheran Living Senior Campus that may not have any family.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever have groups that'll come in and carol or want to get together with them? Does that happen?
Yeah, we do have many groups that come in.
Sure.
From grade school kids to the high school choir, and they come in and sing and carol.
Where are we at?
We do have openings in our short-term rehab.
Okay.
But to kind of put it in perspective, and that changes day to day. In November, we had 36 admits.
Wow.
And 35 discharges.
Okay.
So literally, it's a revolving door. You know, someone comes in and they're there for maybe a week of therapy and they go home. So makes my job really hard.
I was going to say, that is quite the process to manage, isn't it? Oh my goodness.
I need a raise.
What's that?
I need a raise.
I mean,
Hey,
really.
listen. Maria just going out on a limb, everybody. You heard it here first. Well, obviously, you've done a good job if they've had you stick around a couple of years.
That's what I was kind of thinking, yeah.
I guess we like Maria.
So, Festival of Trees, any additional community events coming down the pike in the next couple of months? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but certainly...
Not right now.
Okay.
We aim, though, to have one event every quarter.
Perfect.
To
Okay.
invite the public in.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've got such a great setup that you've definitely done some fun things utilizing that massive parking lot, but then also getting people inside so that they understand what's happening, right? So that they have a sense of what you're doing. Because again, I think for a lot of us, if you're just driving past, you're maybe not really comprehending what's going on. And all I ask from people is to just, to appreciate the fact that people are there doing good work every day. Definitely a lifestyle job more than just a job, because you really have to have that next level of compassion or empathy to deal. I mean, Amber, as you know, there's some tough circumstances, I imagine.
Very much so.
But that's where having that great staff, you can kind of probably rally around each other, I imagine, when you need to, right?
And they do. They do a fantastic job. There's different events, fortunate or unfortunate.
At Lutheran Living Senior Campus. I'm so glad that you guys stopped by, and I appreciate what you do, and it's, it makes it easy for me to talk about it, having experience being on campus a couple different times, but also just the perspective that I had from watching it evolve over the last 5 years. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. It's really exciting. Like, that transitional care center is those rooms are massive.
They are massive.
I remember
yes.
that. Remember how I couldn't believe it. I mean, they were brand spanking new at that time, and it was just great. So thank you all for coming on, Naria. Good to see you. Amber, thank you. Randy,
Yes, nice
we'll
to
work
meet you.
on that raise for Naria.
Yes,
too.
yes.
Holidays are coming up. Thank you very much.
Thank
right.
you.
All right, let's go, if we could, CBI Bank and Trust, aisle cam back to Chef Tess and see what the chef is up to. I feel like we're neglecting Chef Tess. She's apparently right now talking to Mel, I can see as I lean over and see what the chef is up to. And then, yeah, Ryan Broderson's around here somewhere. Ryan, I had sent you a text. Take a look at that, will you? Just want to make sure we're not missing anything. Thank you, ladies, very much. I appreciate you. Next time we'll do this in the normal spot, but I appreciate you being here. Yes, we'll have cookies. Okay, so Naria needs a raise and cookies and stuff. Okay, so let the record state, Naria, to come back on the show. All right. So we're Battle of the Bells, right? We are going to be here ringing the bells for, I think, several hours. That way, maybe. You know who I'm talking about, right? Okay, I just want to make sure that we're not missing a guest or something. I saw somebody walk in and I thought, okay, good. Hi, welcome back, friends. So I've got you're probably thinking, that Tony's a lot taller. I know. I'm a giant. Look at me. Am I in the shot? We're Battle of the Bellsing it, everybody, if that's the plural form of saying it. We're going to be doing Battle of the Bells till 5 o'clock, so that's why we kind of have a different setup for the show today. And I absolutely thank our guests for taking the time to be here and to kind of adjust with us as we're doing this all kind of on the fly. So thanks again to Viola Werner with Toys for Kids, and of course to our friends with Lutheran Living Senior Campus. Thanks to Naria and Randy and Amber for taking the time to be here. So, Salvation Army of Muscatine, here's what I know. When you see a red kettle that doesn't have anybody ringing the bell, nobody's donating to it, right? Nobody's donating to it. So, I would encourage, implore, I would invite you to become a bell ringer and to do what I'm doing with the Salvation Army. Oh, we've got a shot of the bell, is that right? Perfect. So you kind of understand what's going on. There's Chef Tess. Chef Tess, come on over for a second, everybody. Wondering what, we've kind of had a camera on you this morning.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, good. What are you working on?
I have a big batch of chicken and noodles that is going to Gannon Hall today for a lovely group of the ladies of the guild.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're going to deliver that here just a little bit, actually.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Chicken and noodles. You know, I mean, I don't know if chicken and noodles really on my diet. Trying to not take any breaks when we're doing the old bell ringing until 5 p.m. But did you make the noodles yourself? I mean, did you go that?
I did not.
Okay.
Not this time.
Because that's like a whole thing. And for people that are doing like, listen, if you're going to take the time to make the noodles, right?
Yeah.
I've seen people do that, and I've thought, I don't know if I'm ever going to be that patient in my entire life. I'm assuming you've done that in your career, right?
For sure. I was actually just talking to Mel in Produce, and we were sharing some fond memories about how our grandmothers taught us how to make homemade noodles. And it's this huge thing where the whole family would get together, and there'd be noodles on every flat surface in the entire house and hanging to dry off of like everything that you could hang noodles off of. And so, yeah, it's a really fond memory. I did not make them homemade this time.
Listen, nobody's going to hold anything against you.
It's still pretty tasty.
I bet it is.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yesterday, you were kind of working on the stock, as it were, right?
Yep. So that simmered all day yesterday. And then I cooled it overnight and then made the sauce out of it this morning. Put the noodles in there and slow roasted chicken. And it's pretty tasty.
Absolutely
Stick
fantastic.
to your ribs kind of winter
Is
meal.
it?
So they're going to be happy today, I think.
I feel like waking up with a little congestion. If I had that, automatically clear the sinuses. Right?
Yeah, it's like pure health in a bowl. If
Pure.
if you're just not feeling well, this is what's going to make you 100% again. So.
Hey, Sherry, that's fine. We're just doing a show. I thought you needed something. She's just waving at us. God bless that, Sherry. Hey, I wonder, speaking of doing things on a whim, Betsy, do you want to do me a favor? Betsy pulling up pictures of soup because that's what she loves to do. You know this, right?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
She can't get enough soup. You know, if I could just get my coworkers to put chicken tortilla soup out just once, in a while. It's been 2 weeks. I'm getting a little agitated about
Put
this
the
whole
salad bar department on under fire right
a
now.
little bit of blast mode. Quank, quank. I wonder if we could do something, Betsy or Ryan or whomever wants to do this. Could we have somebody relieve Lieutenant Lopez for a second so he could cruise over and just give us an update on how it's going? Is that fair? All right, very good. Lieutenant Lopez apparently telling Betsy that he is going to win. Are we okay on that other thing? Okay, maybe a little crossing of the... Oh, he's ringing. Oh, good. Okay, I didn't know that. Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Okay, some friends doing some ringing. No, that's good. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing any. We'll talk about it later. It's all good.
Today. I don't know.
I took a shower as well. It was very early. What are you saying, man?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying
we get the people from Channel 8 come down and he's like, you're going down. Now, in my defense and your defense, we are having a very friendly competition.
No, we're having fun.
But I have to tell you, we've got some, I mean, we just, as we were doing the show, a guy slipped in $20 and I have you been surprised with the amount of traffic, the amount of people in the store this early?
I know, yeah, I am. I'm impressed. Since 5 a.m., you know, there's people going in and out, you know. I think that's amazing.
Now, I want to ask you, because, you know, you've been with the Salvation Army for a while. Is there a proper way to ring the bell? Is it here? Is it here?
Well, it depends, you know, like if you are doing in 12 hours, you know, you hold it like right here,
Okay.
and you just shake your hand, you know.
Nice.
So you know, after an hour, your hand just do it like autopilot, you know. So I mean, I've been in the army for 10 years, man. So that's my advice to you, you know. Like, it's kind of like cheating, you know. But hey, I want to help you.
So let me see. So it's like here, right here.
Yeah, you're just going down. There we go.
Oh, that makes sense.
Exactly.
I've been getting fancy with it. I'm gonna have what?
And you make muscles too, so.
Bigger muscles.
Yeah.
Have you now? Is it advised to do the old bell flip?
Not really. You can hit someone, get sued, and you know, get in trouble. Yes.
I didn't even think about hitting somebody with it. I would never do that. I just thought I didn't want to drop it. But you know, so the reality this is Lieutenant, we need bell ringers. And here's what I know. Typically, the bell ringing doesn't start at Hy-Vee until 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
So when you come into a place like Hy-Vee at 5 a.m., the kettle is usually unmanned, or there's nobody ringing it. So I think that's where we've been able to stir up some generosity from folks.
Yeah.
And we also know that we have some seriously generous businesses that are helping us out up to the tune of $2,000. So that is motivating you and I to stick with this, right?
Yeah, for sure. And you know, I really appreciate what you started. You know, I hope and I pray this can be a tradition. You know, every year. And you know, what a best way to encourage our community by setting an example. You know, I mean, you know, that's my my favorite word. You know, let me show you by example. You know, and I think that will encourage some of our faithful boys. But after we put all the food inside, you just like, wow, you know, this is something great.
It's powerful. We're looking at the angel tree right now in the Toyota Muscatine car cam. and just again showing that there are various ways to get involved, and sometimes it's as easy as grabbing an item off of the angel tree and then doing some shopping. And what's great again this year is having that resource across the street here at Hy-Vee Calvary Church, allowing the setup for when the Christmas gifts are distributed. So it's a great way to give people choice, and we're super excited to have them back on board. I know they've been really good to deal with, right?
Yes, yes. And you know, the news guy came this morning, you know, and asked me a question that I really want to share with you and the whole community, you know. Sure. That this community, the county of Muscatine, is strong because we come all together and just try to help those ones in need, you know. And that, I don't know about you, but that makes me so proud because
we're doing this till 5 p.m.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great, you know.
Good.
Again, this is my community. I want to do my best, you know, with my best smile. And I already give you a tip. So, you know, if someone is seeing us and want to use that tip, you know, go ahead, you know, that's the best tip ever, you know.
I love that you're giving your competitor advice over here.
Well, you know, yeah, I always do that.
Yeah. All right, so listen, Battle of the Bells continues. Lieutenant Christian Lopez, good to see you. I tried to keep him over here longer so that maybe it slows down his donations on his side. Lieutenant Christian Lopez is set up on the other side of Hy-Vee, the entrance by CBI Bank and Trust. Yours truly will be manning this bell right here, which is near Floral, and we are ringing the bell for 12 hours today because we've got that $2,000 match, and that is a big, big deal. Okay, as we get closer to wrap up, I want to again thank Viola Werner with Toys for Kids for being here. I want to thank Maria Strickland and Randy Rogantine and Amber Calvin from Lutheran Living Senior Campus for coming out. And do we have a job board today? We can double down on Friday. Yeah, or we'll do it tomorrow. That's fine. So our friends at Team Staffing, by the way, they have, just because we don't have the job board right now, they've got jobs, probably over 100. Reach out to Team Staffing, Lake Park Boulevard, 109 Lake Park Boulevard, right across from Happy Joe's. Reach them on social media as well. All right. Yeah, we can talk about Breakfast with Santa. Let's do that this Saturday, 9 to 11, Muscatine, Hy-Vee, Market Grill Express. Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus are coming to town. Pictures with Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. Have breakfast. The kids, $5. Everybody else, $7.99. There'll be a good time this Saturday from 9 to 11. And then if we've got bingo. Am I talking about bingo? What am I talking about? That's fine. We'll just, no, listen, hey. We got chicken soup. We got chicken soup for the soul, everybody. I need a little chicken soup for the soul. All right, let's do this. Let's wrap. We've got bingo. B15, everybody. Tuesday, December 11th, bingo. And our friends at Team Staffing. Thanks to Lieutenant Christian Lopez for accepting the challenge to ring the bell for 12 hours. I will be here, by the way. if you're watching this throughout the afternoon, I'll be here. Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-dong until 5 p.m. And it's the least that I can do, quite frankly. And I should also mention that I believe it was Dr. Jerry Hy-Vee, superintendent for Muscatine Community School District. He may have rang the bell for 24 hours straight a couple years ago. And he might have done that outside, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Jerry Hy-Vee will be on this show Monday, and I'll probably ask him about that just to see if we can clarify. So consider your dollars today at Hy-Vee. We've got $2,000 being matched, and I love being up front, by the way. I am being very easily distracted by what's going on. It's all good, though. So this is Tony Tone. Thanks for watching Hy-Vee today. We are ringing the bell till 5 p.m. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you live tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. for sort of irregularly scheduled programming, if you will. That's all for now. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around. Comments? Know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.